live? Oh.
Damn, bro.
Damn.
Yo, what up, chat? Welcome to Electric Digest, episode 8.
That is right, episode 8. We are your hosts, TooDank. This is StillElectric. Hello and welcome, BostonTekken, and anyone else associated with whatever region you're watching from. Today, we're going to change it up a little bit. Instead of doing viewer-submitted matches, what we've got here today versus... Yeah, it's already a little bit spoiled. We got a couple of pro matches that we're going to watch. The first one we're going to watch is Mac versus FDX. It's going to be Bob versus... we have someone knocking at the door. It's going to be Bob versus FDX's Noctis. Both these players' main characters. And then there's also going to be, I think you said it was Glaciating versus Shadow after, right?
Yeah.
So the purpose of... Sorry for all the distractions. We're like cats. You just jingle keys and we're just like got our attention.
You just never know who's going to show up. That's all, you know? And it's just so
We have
exciting.
a lot of guests today for offline after. I guess that's why we can...
You have no idea who's in this room right now. So we're just all very just distracted.
Yeah, it's a very large power level. I don't even know who just walked in.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, what up, Pete?
So... Anyway, all that besides the point. Reason we're doing pro footage today is because we wanted to show you guys what it looked like when you were playing the game as low risk as possible, as well as playing as optimally as possible. Doing everything that you possibly can with your character given the situation, and also really some of the inevitable flaws and mistakes that will happen as well, and things you can do to improve that. So, anything you want to add before we get in?
No, that's good. I'm ready to see the first match.
All right, cool. What happens if I full screen this? Does chat go away? It does. Rest in peace, chat. All right, what if I do this instead? That's fine. They can probably see that still.
Can we put a little sound in there?
Put a little sound in there? Oh, you want sound for
match?
us?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think he would pick it up as
All
well.
right,
Do you pick it up on your side?
No, you have to do a setting in that.
All right, cool. So don't worry. We get sound. So, I want to go back because we already missed the first 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So, these two characters are both pretty interesting in this matchup. Bob is probably going to prefer to actually be range 0 as opposed to giving Noctis his preferred range of being outside, like 2 or 3. Gets the counter hit, normal hit, crouch dash 1 launcher. Damn.
Oh yeah, by the way, if you guys don't know, this is ICFC, which is an exhibition that is like pretty national and well known, and I think they've run it for like throughout the whole pandemic, and I think they just started up a new season.
Yep.
And so like some of the best players compete in this every Wednesday. And this is one of the hardest online tournaments there is. Period.
Absolutely.
Period.
Just these guys right now this is top 8 matches, and these are like the best players available in this region. These guys also compete every week. And you see how consistent they are because they're there every week. And a lot of their consistency has to do with the way they play and their game plans when they get in there and they get into these matches.
Yeah, and don't you guys mind the little kid jumping around in the background? He's my nephew. His name is Christian. He's a great dude, but he just wants to be famous.
Yeah, it's
So,
alright.
yeah,
Honestly,
it's all
you
right.
really nowadays when you put up a webcam anywhere, you have to always watch out for clout chasers.
Yeah, they're out there, bro. It doesn't matter what age. It starts at a young age now.
It starts very young. I've
Yeah.
seen my nieces and nephews with the fucking TikToks already,
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
already uploading stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, whole bunch of shit happened. Mac took the first match, and we didn't talk anything about it, but it was kind of a lot of just whiff punishment.
But we can talk about this.
Christian the clout chaser. What's up, Mac? We're watching your matches. You better not disappoint us in the past.
Oh, Mac. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're here, bro, because then you can actually talk about this, your mindset a little bit, and ask some questions about this set. I brought it up only because I love watching you play, and I feel like when you play, you're making the least amount of mistakes, and I think that a lot of people in the community can learn from that.
Yeah. So one of the big things we're doing on this show is trying to help people learn Tekken in a way that's not as daunting and a little more fun. And there's so many little things you can do to your gameplay to maintain a little more consistency, understand your character a little bit better, understand Tekken, really, the fundamental skills of Tekken, how to apply to your gameplay, and then just apply it universally on the whole cast. And obviously, you're one of those players that is extremely consistent. in ICFC and in many other tournaments as well. He's won a bunch of them. He's won ICFC as well.
Yeah, dude is flying all over the world with tournament earnings online, bro. What's up with that? He's going to Secret Garden.
Yeah, that's right. There's a lot of players in that.
People offline. That's gonna be super exciting.
I think it could win.
Oh man.
But yeah, I mean, Mac's one of those players too. We could pick any of his matches, and he's gonna show a lot of the same. He's gonna be doing a lot of the same stuff between them, just because it's fundamentally strong ideas and strategies, as well as like skills that he's honed for a long time. It's a lot of the same stuff you see us talking about, right?
Yeah.
Dash blocking, whiff punishing stuff on reactions, setting up those whiff punishment opportunities. So all that aside, back to the matches. It's 1-1 now.
Yeah. And I think Fee also has been, and yo, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's also been training with Joey. I'm not gonna lie, yeah. So I think that this is like two Padawans of Joey's going at it head to head. So it's kind of like interesting to see like what they've learned and how they apply it in set.
Yeah. And you're seeing Max testing him out. Since it's the first match, you can always test out your opponent and feel them out, see what kind of string knowledge they have on your character's strings, the character's specific frame data and stuff. VDX is getting really strong. Yeah, I think what helps him a lot is he labs a lot. A lot of these other players don't really lab too much. He's kind of the guy that I'm always saying you don't have to be that guy, right? He's a nerd. He just is. When you see him on stream, he's always in training mode, labbing really specific stuff with the characters. I'm trying to preach that you don't always have to do that, but it definitely fucking helps.
Yeah, that last scene, I was trying to understand what his. I think he was thinking that Mac was gonna push after he did that, I think, move that had some pushback. He went for this, and I think he was thinking Mac was gonna come in and press.
Yeah, because that move is really plus, and he was kind of conditioning him with it. Is something playing?
Yeah, hold on, I'm trying. I think it froze. I think we need Ethernet, bro.
Oh no!
I'm really trying to like refresh it.
Oh my! We over here talking about matches, bro, and y'all can't even see what we see.
Damn, that's painful.
All right, hold on. We got it.
Streaming's always a blow up. How are you hearing stuff? Where are you hearing that from too? I don't know. There's more people.
Huh? No way.
Shit.
Yeah, it's Doc.
Oh shit.
I told him to get his ass over here.
Oh shit.
Oh my goodness.
Bro, we're like starstruck right now.
What, bro? You said off.
Huge apologies.
I know,
chat.
but as soon as we said offline, it's just amazing.
Sorry guys. They're trying to make the offline the main part of the show, but they don't know that this is the main part of the show. Is learning how to play the damn game.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be BT without some kind of testing. It's true. BostonTekken is nothing without its technical issues. This is pretty dope. Thanks, dude. We're trying to do this every Thursday.
Yeah, this is like our 8th one, to be honest, and we're getting better. We're getting better with time, for sure.
He's a gaming man.
Hey, how's it going? Mason, how's it going with the technical difficulties? Not great.
Not great. I'm not even getting it.
Now you're not even getting it? Let me see if the NDI feed shut down. Which one worked for you? Was it the HX?
I think it was the second one. The second one popped up.
Was it HX?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna close the other one. I'm gonna refresh.
We're close, y'all. We're close.
I apologize, folks.
How's it going, Doc?
Goes well. Danny, I'm glad your Pride Parade went well.
Oh, thank you.
Why does that sound so suspicious, framed like that? No one else felt that, right? It felt a little weird.
It's alright.
I'll close it and reopen it. Sorry,
Yeah.
folks.
We
Be
attempted
right
to do
back.
something new today.
Trying something new.
We
where
tried
we had our
something
own
new.
little
We tried
station.
something new today, but yeah. I thought we had it down. It's all good though. It's all good. We're gonna make it work. Well, Doc, if you come around the other side, you can wave hello.
It says it's now available as a screen capture source. Try now.
Okay.
Technical edging. I hope you never call it that again, dude.
I'm mad.
That's hilarious.
Everybody, although you shouldn't be here, but
I'm not here.
oh, you are.
Who's
You are now.
Doc?
Doc's a vampire.
Oh yeah, the vampire. Yes, that's right. I wonder if anybody would recognize you.
Does anybody recognize me?
Mac might.
Mac might.
Mac might.
No, Mac wouldn't.
Mac wouldn't recognize
Mac,
you.
do you
Damn.
know who this is?
Mac wouldn't recognize me.
He's another clout shark. That's actually true.
Yeah, that's two. We got two so far. Look at both of them. Well, at least you got a fresh cut though. You're looking smooth right now, bro.
Affect your.
Oh,
looking good.
nice. It says you got it.
He's looking smooth right now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Massacred by a Ling. It's true. That's true.
All right. You know who I am.
You know, you sound so defeated.
Yeah.
He's like, I like to retain the mystery, you know.
No, I think we're good.
Are you
Oh,
sure we're
that
good?
was-
Oh, he refreshed it. And if I hit play, is it gonna go?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
See, we also have a direct feed of the stream in front of us, but it's like 20 seconds delayed. And now we have
Yo,
another person.
Actually,
that just
bro,
came
I
in.
actually really like when that door squeaks now because this gets me mad excited every time y'all walk in. Every time y'all dudes walk in, I feel like it's just like, yo,
All right.
it's just like
Yeah.
amazing.
Who's lifting shit from my house?
What up?
Chilling.
What's up, fam?
Chilling.
Another cloud shark has entered the room.
No, well, we got more.
No, that's an
Well.
actual cloud shark.
He is the shark,
the
bro.
the cloud shark.
He is the shark.
All right, cool. Now that we got it working now, and everybody's gotten the clout that they desire, we're going to go into these matches with Mac. The last thing we saw it, Twitch didn't see it, was Noctis trying to bully his way in with the running 1+2. He tried doing backdash, then did rage art. He was basically preemptively guessing and hoping that he was basically preemptively hoping that like he was gonna press a button and he was gonna absorb it with the armor.
Yeah.
It didn't work out though, cause like I mean, it's a hard read, right? Your hard reads either look amazing or they look stupid. In that case, it looked stupid. Rage Art's honestly, the super armor is really good to use on reaction. You don't need to use it preemptively. I think that's something you see Koreans do a lot. They do
Yeah.
it the best in my opinion. Like Low High has like 2 really famous clips of him doing it like at the last possible second, you know. But that's besides the point. We're gonna keep going forward. Max up 2 rounds. He's got 1 more to take.
We want a little sound or no sound? Can y'all hear sound? Can they hear sound?
Oh, even if we played it for ourselves, they wouldn't hear it. I
Alright,
just turned
bet.
it down just in case the mic would pick it up.
All right, don't sweat. Don't sweat.
But that's right. Look at this pressure he gets at the wall. That's crazy.
Bro, you know
So-
what's crazy about Mac is that he has like modes.
Yeah, and he has his tournament mode is really smart. And I was gonna say that's what's happening right here,
Yeah.
which is he's a very when it comes to tournaments, he understands how strong momentum is. He is 2 matches up and he gets this natural hit launcher right at the start.
Yeah. How important is that? No, seriously, it's super important because usually now at this point, the player, your opponent, when they're down, they start to play a little bit more aggressive. And so he was like, you know what? Before you try to make a comeback, I'm gonna play a little aggressive
Yeah.
here. Even though I don't have to, I'm going to make sure that you don't.
Exactly. And even though in this case, like, there's 2 types of modes usually. When you see someone's got their back against the wall, either they get really aggressive like you said, or in this case, in VDX's case, you got kind of hesitant and scared. He wasn't doing much.
Yeah.
And that's when a lot of the strong offensive mix-ups were coming in clutch.
That was a block that he was supposed to win that.
Yes, he
And
definitely was.
That guy, he got screwed.
Yeah, because that's a punish. He got the punish, but then he didn't block the low.
Yeah,
He got
it was
screwed there.
it was a late.
And I think that one is like minus 12 or 13, so it was just like a late
It
punish.
was late punish, yeah.
Momentum and changing it can be everything. Yeah, especially even when it's against you, right? If you're able to switch it, sometimes that's all you need to keep going forward. Really nice duck on the crouch dash 1, because he got used to the way you're using it in the neutral.
I mean, everybody complains about Max Crouch S1 at this point.
Because they don't like it being used as a neutral tool.
Yeah.
But I think he uses it well as both that and a whiff punish tool, right?
I think he uses it as like a defensive tool.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Like to protect him.
Yeah, like a keep out.
Yeah.
Kind of just put
Yeah,
something
yeah.
out there. Hope they get hit, either hit or block. It's fine, you know. Look at this momentum that he's applying. A lot of pressure at the wall. Doesn't get a huge punish. I think he could have gotten better. That was probably best considering the wall.
Look how
Did he use back 2 to
look,
interrupt
look
the
how
rage
both of
drive?
these dudes are like.
Oh, just 1-2 to interrupt the rage
Look
drive.
how they're just kind of like standing still and just like waiting. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that like Pakistan like that Pakistani stand there tech. That tip is that's just dope.
Yeah, a big part of it too is they're just and especially in the case of Mac, right? He's just dancing in and out of his preferred range as Bob. And right here where he's standing completely still, that's him just being completely comfortable. There's no reason for him to have to backdash if he doesn't want to. And because that would just give up his optimal range, right? And it's also putting the problem onto VDX's or Noctis's plate, basically. It's saying you're the one who needs to do something about the situation at hand, not necessarily me, right?
And like you're playing online sometimes, and like sometimes the backdashing can get you killed or clipped, and you're fighting Noctis who has super long range. He gets hit with a 4-2 or something like that, loses his positioning.
Yeah.
So it's dope.
Yep, and he takes the win with just a little bit of spacing and defense. I like the way he switches between them very fast, too.
Yeah.
I think switching between playstyles is super important for anyone who's trying to play in a tournament, especially in a first to two.
Yeah, it's super important, and it's like it helps you as a player not become too predictable. Because then you're like, your opponent on the other hand is just like, all right, this dude's mad defensive, so I'm going to go in. And then you go in, and he's like, wait a minute, this dude ain't even playing defense.
Yeah. Still because you got clipped around before not doing anything. Understood. I like this, having you in the chat so you can also give us the IRL perspective.
This wasn't even planned, Mac. I actually didn't even ask you to come in the chat. You just showed up, which is kind of sick. Because I didn't even tell you I was reviewing your match. I should have.
It's because he's trying to download more of the Devilgen tech from you.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he stole some stuff last night, but I like it. That's how we learn. That's how we get better.
Yeah, I mean, for you guys are playing literally across the country, and this game, that's pretty hard. So I don't blame any.
Far from us.
If you -9 that down forward 2 setup one more goddamn time, that is a cheese.
What setup?
I hate down forward 2 duck.
Down forward 2.
Oh my gosh!
I will
Everyone
hotkick
does.
check you,
That's the effects special. That's the effects special, bro. Down forward 2 duck. That's definitely the online tactic of the world, bro.
It's an online zoomer shit.
Yeah.
I mean, really doing any moves, anything that's super minus and causes people to retaliate with their fastest move, which is usually a jab or other highs. Ducking's always a really good
Especially if
option.
your character has a launcher. I understand, but it's cheap.
Yeah, I mean, no matter how good, bad, smart, or stupid the option you're taking in Tekken is, I think the most important thing is asking yourself whether or not this thing you're doing, does it force the opponent to do something about it,
Yes.
That's like what's important, because you can do something that's stupid, but it forced the opponent to do something about it, and then you betray their reaction to that using something that is now smart, you know?
Yes. I had a conversation with my boy Battle Jitney about when I was playing Mac last night. I did up forward 2
Up forward 2 into up 4, yeah, the classics.
and yo, he was like, bro, you still do that? Because that was like a setup I had from like way back when, Tag 2, and I was like, bro, this actually still works because people retaliate all the time with jabs or whatever they think is punishable. And he was like, nah, down 4-1. Like, we're not doing that.
Yeah, and I mean, a big part of why that works is like it's exploiting the fact that people are playing a lot by feel or on autopilot most of the time, right? And when you're playing like that, you're going to go towards what is the most comfortable reaction. It's going to be your fastest reaction too, as well. It's going to be jabs. It's going to be other highs. It's going to be random launchers even that are fast, or counter hit launchers that are fast and evasive. It would have hit me if I didn't know. Bro, you should see how many people it hits in BostonTekken.
It hits so many people, bro. But you know what? It's actually not bad. It's like you don't ever see that move. It's a tracking move from Devilgen. It's high. It's a little slow, but it's only -2.
Yeah.
So I'm actually play Devilgen for real. You know what I'm
He
saying?
said I hella wanted to jab.
Yeah, I know he wanted to jab deep down inside. It makes you want to jab, and so it's a decent setup. I was like, let me just go for the up 4. I'm not even gonna see how he responds. I'm just gonna go for it because I feel it's gonna work. But he was like down forward 1 and nipped it in the bud. But it's only -2. It's not bad.
Dude, that whiff punish on down 2 is crazy. Max, even on online, the way he's able to... This is important stuff, too. This is character-specific. It's a combination of him using universal Tekken tools plus understanding the character-specific matchup and combining those two, right? You don't even have to, like, lab to learn this stuff, right? He figured out the preferred range of Noctis and his tools, and he's just moving around and waiting and seeing. And this whiff punish he got was perfect on that down, too.
Yeah, look at that, bro. Because, that low is cheap, bro. You can't low parry.
That low is pretty cheap. I think it's like 0 or -1 on hit, and it's got a high extension that you're usually not going to press after because you want to duck the high and launch.
I think it splats.
Yep.
So it's like, I got to eat this.
Really nice movement. He moves around this character so well.
Yeah.
He knows the ranges, everything really well. He could have launch punished that with the new move, but that's okay. He still takes good reward from it. Because knock this down forward 2 is like, that's something you should really only use purely as like, this is going to hit. You should never just do down forward 2.
Don't ask this dude for execution. Don't ask Mac for execution, man. He's doing his best. He's doing his best.
Nice sidestep. He could have killed him for that, man.
Look where he's like, the back's against the wall, but he's still like not panicking.
Yeah.
Which is where a lot of people go wrong.
Yeah, for sure. I think in this situation too, this right here where you have 8 seconds left or less than 10 seconds in period, right? You got less than 10 seconds and low life on both characters. This is where a lot of the conditioning throughout the match applies the most here. Because whatever they were conditioned to think was going to happen before is what they're going to really, really look for now. And you want to betray that. You have to trust in the fact that what you were doing before worked well, right? Maybe you were harassing him with a lot of lows, and then he thinks, my health is low, now he's definitely going to go for that low.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when you hit him with a barrage of safe mids and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see what happens here. That was actually really good, because that was a clear response to, Noctis's response to Mac's gameplay was that he was doing a lot of backdashing and zoning, right? And
So
he was
like,
trying
I'm
to
gonna
play a
go
lot of
forward.
keep out. So he literally just kept pressing 2 across the screen.
And you know what?
And it worked.
Yo,
and
do
it's
it.
it's not even that bad of an option.
Yeah.
It's really not, because it could have been anything. We're gonna talk about that later too. One of the it's part of the 3-way mix-up of Tekken, the natural 3-way mix-up where keeping out is naturally going to be beaten by baiting and stuff like that, and then mix-ups are beaten by keeping out. So it's
Yeah.
like a weird 50-50 thing. And Noctis does have his 2-2-2 is just a series of mids and random highs that are just going forward. He just full screen, just going forward like a Soul Calibur
But
character.
he can threaten with the mid, the 2-2, 1 plus 2 or 2
2-2
1
forward
or whatever.
2.
Yeah, 2-2 forward 2.
And that
So
was
it's
like minus 10 or 11.
Yeah. And your back's against the wall. It's a little scary.
And it wall splats, yep.
Yeah.
So now, after that, you're seeing a totally different Mac, right? And this is what I'm saying when it's important to change your playstyles a lot. And even FDX is capitalizing on that too. So let's go back. So right away, round start, you're seeing a Mac that is putting on a lot of pressure. This Bob is putting on a lot of mids and highs, a lot of safe jab pressure, safe mids as well that have knowledge checks afterwards, like mid highs or mid mids. And FDX quickly snuffs that out with a random hop kick. Not random, right? He just weaved it in between the buttons that he was pressing. But even then, Max still gets another launcher. Gives it right back. Lots of low pokes. So much fast pressure coming out here because of the way he was playing. Very slowed down before. He for no reason other than to just change the playstyle up.
Again, spacing out that down too. Just right in the range and then closes the gap with the forward
It's
too.
right here when he gets
Look
hit.
at that, yo.
So when he gets
That was
hit by
actually
the
a good-
when he gets hit by the down 2, that range that he's at is the exact range that Mac wants to be at, right? Let me go back. So, not there. So he gets hit by this down 2, and that's the exact range that Bob, or really any other character, wants to be in this matchup. Because you're one backdash space away from him giving up everything. Like that.
Look at that.
And then you just get the kill.
Look at
So
that.
let's go back. How come Mac gave up wall pressure? So it was like I was saying before about changing the playstyles up, right? And FDX was someone that is actually reacting to that. He's reacting to the fact that he's changing his playstyle a lot. So when he was doing all this aggression and he got him to the wall, did random low pokes, lots of mids and lows, he was pressuring him really fast and then backing off, hoping that FDX was going to whiff something big and just die right there. Because he was hoping that his change of playstyle was going to force one for him, you know?
Right. The normal player here in this predicament is in a position where they would probably Hail Mary, and I think that's what Mac was looking for, without getting clipped for being too aggressive at the wall. Because sometimes what happens is you can get intercepted for being a little too greedy, and so you have a tendency sometimes, I think you have a tendency to back up when you've applied enough pressure and you have a life lead.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I'm good, I'm comfortable here. I don't have to apply any more pressure from here because this guy has to come to me.
Yeah. If we're talking about, in hindsight, perfect 2020 vision of Tekken, it is bad how much he gave away of the wall. He could have backed up to, right there, then stopped, and he kept going, right? And that's putting FDX or Noctis in a much better position. But, like he said, he had a crazy life lead, and it didn't really matter in the end because he was still exploiting him the same way he wanted to, which was whiff punishing a random move, which was the down back 1+2 in the end. So I think that was all very well executed.
Wow.
Damn, that was pretty impressive. I want to run that back.
So it starts off the round with the hell sweep. That's confidence.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so he noticed before the round start aggression worked out for them, and then this time he hit the brakes a lot faster, and he whiff punished him with the wall standing 2-1. See, again, even though he has this wall pressure, and this is very important stuff that I try to teach a lot, especially we're always preaching dash blocking. We're going to say this probably like 10 or 20 times every single fucking episode because it's amazing. He gets his wall pressure, and he just wants to see... Bob doesn't have the craziest mix-ups besides his hell sweep. So for like 3 seconds here, he's just trying to see if the Noxus player is just going to throw away his life lead for him, you know? Because that's something you can do. You want to use all the time available to you and all the options, and dash blocking is so safe. Dash blocking is so safe on your end, and it threatens the opponent. It gets them to want to do something, right?
I actually never seen that string that he ended with. Who does that? No.
It's those kind of strings that are amazing for
I
ending
actually don't. What?
Which while standing 1-4, and I think he crouch canceled like CD back into the 1.
Yeah.
4.
I think it's a full crouch thing.
Yeah.
I think it's a full crouch string. Like a full crouch, like, I don't know.
Full crouch down forward 2-2.
Yeah.
Nice counter here. I want to see how he got that one more time. Gets the down back 1. Oh, okay. So he does down back 3 into up forward 1.
That's cheap.
It's not amazing. It will catch anything that's slow. Like if you do down forward 1s, they're too slow.
Yeah.
I think it's down forward 1 that's too slow. Maybe it's 14 frame mids that are too slow.
Up forward 1 is a sick move, though. From Noctis.
Yes, it is a very good
And that right there, oh, Lord.
Let me go back.
What was that? Forward 1+2, I think?
Yeah, forward 1+2 is it's probably my favorite move that he has. It's
Yeah.
a safe mid counter hit tracking launcher.
Yeah. Say it again. So what?
Safe mid tracking counter hit launcher.
Yeah. How much we pay for him? He was what, $5.99?
Yeah, there's way better DLC you can pay for.
I believe.
But this one's got his back against the wall. You got Mac and Rage. He wastes the Rage drive. Everything whiffs. He could have whiff punished at some point, but he wasn't confident. Gets the launch punish on the wall, standing 2-1 anyway. Really interesting round from both players, I think. Mac was kind of gambling at the end. I think that, but there's also really not much you can do, right? Because in this case, let's just look at it. We're gonna go back a little bit.
I'd have been scared too. I ain't gonna lie.
So right here, this scene you're looking at right here, if you consider the matchup, this is just checkmate, right? It's checkmate because there's no way that Bob is technically supposed to be able to get in, and he's at the preferred range that Noctis can do a lot of stupid shit for fun. Like you were saying, 4-1+2, you can literally just throw that out.
You can just throw it out.
Down 2s to keep out low pokes.
He could throw a forward 2 right now if he wanted to.
Yeah, forward 2.
Yeah.
And he has a lot of life to gamble with as well. Bob would have to probably get a launcher and then some.
Yeah,
I don't think just a launcher would kill.
Well, I don't know. He probably launcher
He would need the
with
wall. He
Yeah.
would need the wall. And even then, he just used the
Wow.
2
I mean,
random
that
launchers,
was,
basically.
That was sick. And he didn't overextend. Because in this game, that rage drive probably could have clipped him, and he would have been in some trouble or whatever. So he was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna take the safe route. I'm gonna wait, and then he died.
Yep. And then the thing that won at the end was just blocking.
Just
straight up. And he didn't even do no crazy backdash cancels or anything. He literally just held back, walked backwards.
Walked backwards.
So you don't need to do anything super fancy at the end of the day.
Yeah. So that's one apiece, right?
One apiece, yeah. Let's see. Desperate Ender on my end. Tried to land a rage drive to just get a comeback. Looking back at it, I didn't know I had 20 seconds. I think, yeah, that's kind of what it looked like, right? Is like, it was kind of like, if it was 5 seconds left on the clock, it makes more sense for you to be like, fuck it, let's see if it hits. But because there was 20 seconds, it's totally different. But that's like the hindsight versus the actual playing the game. Sometimes I'm not even looking at the clock, and that shit happens.
Especially when you're in it. And the meta's deep, and you're like, all right, I gotta get this. And your focus, you always forget about the damn clock.
Yeah.
So, all right, this is one of my favorite stages.
And this is first to 2, right? These sets?
This is first of 2. This one, yep.
Cool.
I think Mac picked this stage.
It's a good stage. I like it because of its size and the corner pockets.
You play pool?
Do I play pool? I do.
Alright.
But I just like the corner pockets in these wall. Tekken literally has pockets in the corners where really fucked up shit happens all the time.
Yeah. That down 4-2 he didn't launch, and I know he can, but it must just be an execution timing thing. Again, you're just playing it safe. And I don't blame you.
So now this is a totally different match, and this is, again, we're going to be repeating this a lot. Changing play styles, especially in a first to 2, is so important. We've seen these guys change. At this point, each player's changed 5 to 6, maybe 7 times.
Yeah.
And now you're seeing both of them have committed to, now they're switching more to a less risky game plan for both players, right? Because it's one round, one match each.
They want to win.
This is the last match. So you decrease the risk factor because you're trying to increase your odds of winning, right?
Yeah.
Even though in some cases, if your opponent's not expecting it, if they expect the switch and you don't, that could also be a technical advantage. But it's all about what you're willing to throw away at the end of the day. There's 6 rounds in Tekkens to lose, so 5 rounds, I should say.
Yeah, and this is what I wanted people to see. This right here, where it's 1-1, winner advances. Like, you can see how minimally like these folks are playing, you know.
Yeah, and here's that was Doc would have loved seeing that. He did down forward 2, ducked, and he got hit by the down back 1, which is such a great option for Noctis after any of the minus frame moves because you can't really step that after the super minus moves, and it gives him a lot of plus frames plus the mix up afterwards.
Yeah.
Damn, that's really cool. Oh, he almost got the combo off the float jumper too. That would have killed. Nice rage drive. I'm surprised he didn't get the wall splat. No whiff punish. He could have whiff punished to kill there. I'm surprised that was fast enough. I think that might have been some online fuckery because I don't think that move is fast enough. Because this, I don't know how minus down back 3 is, but I don't know. I don't think that's plus. I'm not gonna look it up now.
I feel like
it's definitely not plus, but I think it's like -2 or -3.
It's gotta be like -1.
It's -2 or -3, I think.
Yeah.
Which makes sense for it to beat, for Dick Jeb to beat a down forward 1 in that case.
Yeah.
Because it's 10 frames.
Yeah.
-2. There you go. So
-2.
he would need a 12 frame mid, which Bob does not have. But low parry would have been great. It's just in that situation, I don't think you expect the low parry.
Yeah. Because it could have been something else.
Could have been a wall standing 4, and that would have equally been the match right there.
Yeah. It was scary. Jab, jab, 4-4-2s.
Bob's down for 1 is 14. I didn't even know that.
Oh, that would explain why he has all those extensions.
Nice punish. That move has also another string that is very ambiguous. It looks the same, but it's mid-high. And he's punished the mid-mid every time. And I understand why. If FDX is just playing the risk calculation on it too, right? The mid's not as punishable as getting launched by the high. Nice pressure. 6 seconds left. Doesn't even matter. The keep out jab wins.
And that's a scary position to be in.
Yeah.
Because he was aggressively moving forward with good stuff.
5 seconds left too, and FDX was ready to just do coin flip after coin flip. So his defense was hard to earn there.
Look at just like he's not random jabbing. You know what I mean? Like he's just.
Yeah, and Bob's jabs are amazing.
Yeah, look at that.
That whiff punish. And this is again more stuff I'm telling you about setting up your whiff punishment.
Look at
right?
that.
He got the forward 4, and he's always gone. Every time he got the forward 2 knockdown, he's always set up some kind of a pressure afterwards. So FDX playing the natural rock paper scissors is like I can keep that out. That's not real pressure. Yeah. So he does the instant wake up while standing 4, and he baited it out by dashing up, stopping and back dashing, then doing the crouch dash 1.
Look how beautiful that was. That's amazing, bro. Yeah. That stuff's really good. That's super high level stuff.
Yeah, and it's so easy to learn, and it's just something you get better and better and better at. Yeah. It's small stuff like that I think is any player at any skill level, you're going to add that to your repertoire, and you're going to naturally apply it to all these different matchups and do so much better.
Look at that wall carry, bro. I hate being in this position with Noctis.
Noctis has really good wall 50-50s, yeah. And a lot of moves that will wall splat. Like that, safe mid, tracking.
Yeah. And you know, he's not even playing risky Noctis, you know? Like, in that position, you would expect to see, like, the down back 2s and all that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, he also knows, despite online, this is a player that's probably going to react to them. Yeah. That's something different, too. It's another layer to the game where you know what opponent you're going against, so you have preconceived notions you can make about them and assumptions about their gameplay. That's not going to be the case versus everyone. In this case, these guys have not only played versus each other, but they're both famous players. So, nice catching him on the stay down. So the poking has gotten really aggressive from FDX over time, but Mac has stayed hard defense the whole time.
Look at that.
And it's paying off so much for Mac.
He stepped out and he said, yo, you know what? I'm just going to use the move that everyone hates me for, and I'm going to win.
People got to stop whiffing. And just got to stop pressing random buttons. You got to clean up your dash blocks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
and I think you won't have to make that Twitter post. You know.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. Baby Jason, if you're watching, look at how he applies crouch dash 1.
So
I
you
think
said
that's
you
what's
wanted to
missing in your
watch
game.
Winners
And you'll
Final?
definitely get a lot out of it.
No, it wasn't that one.
No, it was
Loser
it was like an
semi?
hour or something. It was
Hold up.
it was Shadow versus it's all the way up top. It's like an hour it's like an hour in.
No, you're
Go
crazy.
back.
Oh, back.
But it's past max match for sure.
Past max match for sure.
It's Shadow versus
Shadow
Glaciating.
versus
Yeah,
glaciating.
there
I
we go.
see right here.
There we go.
So you wanted to give me food for thought. I see.
You know what I'm saying? It's calculated. Everything I do. Plus, I know you like to
CD1
watch
is a
Miguel
good
in
check.
action.
Oh yeah. So what are some things we can summarize from the Mac match, if you want, before we go away from it? I think he said, CD1 is a good check. It's a good keep out tool. It's a baby electric, like he said. And that's something I'm always telling you to do often, right? Is using the electric as more than just a whiff punish or launcher tool. It's also your keep out.
Yeah.
It's your tracking move. It has so many more uses than just that.
Yeah, it's true.
It also had what else was I gonna say? Oh, about the match. The most important thing to take away was that he was changing playstyles a lot, but even when he was changing playstyles, there was a lot of strategies and key skills he was using that are the same no matter what. He was always dash blocking a lot.
Oh, yeah.
He was always setting up whiff punishment, and even when he was really aggressive and pressing a lot of buttons, right? He's weaving defense into everything he does. He's moving around. Things will whiff when that happens, and every time it does, he was prepared to whiff punish pretty much everything.
Yeah.
You know, like, and this is what happens when you're versing really good. Like, a lot of people will think there's like no risk to sometimes whiffing stuff, right? And then you verse a player like this who's gonna capitalize on everything, and you have to realize how much more reserved you have to play. You know.
Yeah.
So.
No, you summed it all up. Seriously, like the dash blocking, I think is super important. He was paying attention to, and I think in general it's important for you as a player to pay attention to your opponent's patterns. You know,
Yes.
like what I wanted to mention is like what I like about Mac is that he plays. He's on stream. People are watching him play, and he can play and also be on stream at the same time. And he's talking through his matches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, all right. He's gonna go low here. Nah, I low parry
and
that.
for even for me, right, I do that in my head just because it helps with focus.
Yeah.
Right, and even if it's someone like whether he does it in his head or his person, everyone's got a different trick for them, whatever works.
Yeah.
You know, their own rituals and stuff.
What's dope about it though is just the fact that like the people that are watching his stream can learn like how he's thinking.
Yeah.
And then in general learn how to think when you're playing Tekken, because a lot of times people do go into like that autopilot mode.
Yeah.
And get caught up.
Yeah, I think not a lot of people are actively seeking out stuff like that, right? Where they want to actively seek out knowledge. I think that's what we're trying to do here with this show is normalize that, as well as make it a little bit more engaging, get the chat involved and stuff. And this is great. Like in this case, we actually had like the player.
I didn't plan that,
watching,
bro.
so.
I didn't. Mac, thank you, bro. For real.
Thanks for being there. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
fun.
yo.
It was cool getting your input personally.
Hell yeah.
And now this is also a really good match, which he said himself too. I didn't even get to watch it, but I know anytime I see these two players on the screen, it's always really entertaining. Everything about my Miguel, I've stolen directly from Glaciating, so I've watched him play plenty. He's also the only Miguel player I see doing a lot of this specific Season 4 stuff. Season 4 Miguel is pretty fucking ignorant. Savage back 1 is now a tracking mid. It was always a mid, but now it tracks. And because of its speed, it makes it so that you can always do that move after most of his plus frame scenarios, and it's basically like you're in autopilot mode.
Yeah.
Like you slap him in the face, and you're like, what are you going to do about it? And then whatever they do afterwards dictates your entire play style.
Yeah. In this game, right, it's like so scary sometimes because like you could be plus frames and people can still get out of your frames, but in that in this instance,
this is
like,
this is
real.
such a good character to talk about that with too, man, because
Yeah.
Miguel, I'm going all the way back to because they already showed it. So
This man gets excited for Miguel, bro. Excited.
Miguel's standard mix-up game does not work anymore versus a lot of characters, but especially this one. A lot of characters like Alyssa, Leroy and Falconrom, if they have decent chunky backdashes, they can get out of a lot of his setups, including Steven Savage back 1 will whiff in a lot of cases. So that's something the Miguel player has to be aware of. They have to actually use the brain a little more, and use moves that are longer range but no longer frame trap, like Sav 2, Sav 4, Forward 4, stuff like that. That's going to catch them backdashing more. And I really like the pressure that he was putting on there as Miguel beforehand. This, the way he got this launcher was phenomenal.
All right, yeah. And you know what's dope is that we both play these characters.
Yeah.
So we actually can talk. I can speak for Shadow and you can speak
I
for
think Zafina
Glacier.
should win, but it really all depends on who makes the most mistakes at the end of the day. Because both these characters can exploit a lot out of the other one.
Yeah, I remember playing a Miguel player once who made this matchup feel a little hard. And it was because I was abusing a lot of like the Scarecrow stuff, and he was like power crush kicking me through everything, bro. And I don't know, like I think his power crush has like very early startup frames.
It's pretty fast.
Yeah.
I think what a lot of people are abusing it for now is the fact that it's no longer minus 14, it's minus 13.
Yeah,
so
that's a
and
big
he has
difference.
he has a safe power crush that's a high and it looks the same. And a lot of people don't use it. I use it. Every time I use it, someone always goes, "Damn, I thought that was minus." It's a different one. It looks exactly the same.
Yeah, that is messed up. I actually need to go lab that because you're right. I forget that and I get abused by that all the time. All right, can we watch the match?
We are watching the match.
I
We've been
bet.
watching the match. It's 1-1. A lot of very heavy poking playstyle from both, because that's both these characters play. The characters and the players' playstyle preferred, which is poking and moving around a lot.
Wow.
And that was really dirty. So as I was saying that and saying he's poking a lot, he does some really dirty, cheesy mix-ups, but it's okay. He gets the 2-1 punish, and then after, so Savage up forward 3 is very minus. It's like minus 8, I want to say, on block. So even though it's safe, he picked the wrong option to retaliate with, because he did something that was way too slow. That's what, 4-4-3 or 4?
Yeah, so the forward already made, like that. He already made up for like whatever the space was.
Because that's another layer to Tekken mix-ups, right? Glaciating or Miguel does something that puts him in minus 8, and think about it. When you're the one who's forcing a plus 8 scenario, you're thinking to yourself, the guy's gonna block. I can do whatever I want. I'm gonna do a slow move that's gonna mix them up. But in this case, the rock paper scissors went the other way, right?
Yeah.
Where he did a faster move afterwards that interrupted it, and it was a fucking rewarding ass launcher.
Sure was. That was confidence.
He could have done a better combo to just kill, but it doesn't matter. He gets the jab 1-3, down 1-3, jab down 3. Can't speak.
You don't
today.
play his character.
I don't.
All right, good punish on the down 3. Is that the best he gets?
What?
Down 3 is like minus.
Because he only gets.
It depends. Actually, it's minus 15.
He only has 11 frame punishes, which are his wall standing 1 and his wall standing 4, and then he has a 14 frame launcher.
Yeah. Okay.
Wall standing 2.
All right. Yeah.
That's all he gets is those 2. And then obviously you can do hop kick at 15. Nice walk. He could have done more than that, but it's okay. Because that's just like your fastest option, right?
Yeah. Like glaciating, he seems like he plays the safe road every time.
Yeah, it's very similar to me, right? I really like the way he pokes and moves too. He uses a lot of the same key pokes that I do. He uses down 3 more than I would, especially versus a player like this. I'd be scared to use down 3. It's a little more reactable compared to his other duels like down 4 and just generic down 4.
You gotta stop being scared, bro.
I do have to stop being scared. It's a big key. See, these players aren't scared. 5 seconds left on the clock. Zafina spends her rage. She's plus $1 billion. Damn. That move's cheap. Because then she's still plus afterwards, and it's a counter hit launcher.
Yeah. Well, she's plus if she goes into Scarecrow. She's plus if she goes into Scarecrow, and then she's lower plus if she goes and
Wow, you make it sound so much less worse.
doesn't.
It's still pretty scary, especially since every move she does it off of is a frame trap.
Yeah. But in general, down back 3 from Zafina is super annoying because it's not a load I think is super reactable at all.
Yeah. So that was pretty crazy, right? That was 4 rounds straight of these guys playing super defensive, and then Shadow turned it up on the aggression like crazy. Damn, whiff the hop kick. No real good punish. Whiffs another launcher because that stance is so hard to whiff punish as Miguel. I just use low pokes to get her out of her Mantis and the other stance. It's so shitty.
Yeah, I think that's a good option. You almost want to treat her like you're fighting like a Xiao Yu.
Yeah, I think when it comes to all the weird characters like that, like Eddie, because versus Eddie, he can't even get actual punishment on his relaxed stance. Everything will whiff, so you just like
Yeah.
kind of poke him out of it. That's
Yeah.
all you get.
Yeah.
And then versus Ling, you just block forever because you don't want to fucking nothing will hit. Nothing will hit.
Yeah.
That she can do.
Yeah.
It's pretty ridiculous, but that's just character specific stuff, and that's also why he has different matchups. He also plays Paul. He plays Ganryu, but that's why I'm surprised he picked Miguel in this match. But I think Miguel versus Zafina is definitely more manageable than like Miguel versus Zhao Yu.
Yeah,
I don't know
I think he's
why
just
I'm
super
watching this.
confident. I think he's just super confident in his main character. And
Yeah. I mean, Miguel's really good now too. If
and
there's
you're
anyone,
fighting Shadow, so you kind of like, I don't know.
I would say his Paul is at the same level, in terms of like being able to fight other pro players.
I don't know if I like Paul versus Fina.
I would just down one all the time.
Okay,
Just
maybe,
down
maybe.
one like crazy. Every move would be down one afterwards.
Yeah. That's what I like. I like to see a Zafina that really uses the jab and the down forward ones and the down back threes.
Yeah,
Those are
her down forward one,
Oh,
she
it's
has
so
50-50s
real,
off
bro.
of it. It's pretty
so
cheap.
real. Yeah.
And she has so much reward for not very much risk.
Yeah. What a great character.
I like one thing I do like that he does is he uses this low that nobody else uses as Miguel. Fucking I used it before they buffed the damage on it, and now the damage on it is like you're stupid for not using
Yeah.
it. It's Savage down 4-3. It's like -2 on hit or 0 on hit. I forget which one. It's really, really good.
Yeah, natural combo, double low. It reminds me
You
of
can
like
do just the low as well, and for both options, you can stay in stance or go out of stance.
That's sick, bro. That's sick. It's just like a good. It reminds me of like Law. It reminds me of
Yeah.
Claudio. They both have lows that like are natural hits.
Yeah, and the crazy thing too about it is that its speed is like 15, 16 frames, I want to say. So that throws off the people that are looking for Savage down back 3 or down back 3 alone or down back 4 as well.
Yeah, yeah. I think I talked about this too a little bit yesterday with the crew about not using the same low all the time.
Yeah.
Because you want to have like a different timing to your low, especially when people start scouting for them.
Mm-hmm.
And so like in this instance,
Yeah, Miguel's got like 18 pretty good lows you can choose from. You can
and they
definitely
all
wanna
have
use them
different
all.
speeds.
Yep.
Yeah.
Different animations entirely.
Yeah. All right, some 2-2. Some
Really
back
nice
dashing,
movement.
Nice counter hit.
Good
Small
combos
carry.
too.
Good damage.
That's max damage you can get on the females.
So he knew that.
Because especially
Look at
versus
that.
Zafina.
That right there, bro.
Yeah, that was weird that hit Mantis.
Bro,
I was surprised by that.
chews-
I'm gonna have to
that
remember
chews
that.
up her stances. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna have to remember that for
Scarecrow
sure. But the
and
problem with that
Mantis-
though is she gets the low mid launcher from that, so it's not that easy to just be like, oh, just power crush, That she has the what is that, down 3-2 or something?
Oh yeah, Mantis down 3-1.
Down 3-1. That's a counter hit launcher.
Yeah.
And then that would eat the power crush and give her the guaranteed counter hit. So that's fucking spooky. But he still gets it anyway through a lot of whiff punishment.
Yeah.
And the key to his whiff punishment too is that he was using. The key to his Miguel whiff punishment there was the fact that he was abusing his tools at the maximum range and betraying his reactions afterwards, whether it was that he continued to block. Because if he continued to block, he would press forward with moves like Sav down 4-3,
Yep.
down 3, dashing forward and jabbing and stuff. And when he was pressing buttons, he was prepared to just backdash and whiff punish or sidestep and whiff punish. And that back four came in a lot more clutch than I thought it would. I gotta remember how much better that is in that matchup now.
Hell yeah. Now this man switched to his main character as well, and they
They're
went
both
to
his
an open
mains,
stage.
right?
Yeah, for sure. But I think Shadow is definitely known for his Claudio first.
Yeah.
And this man has been here, and I've played him, and this dude makes Claudio feel super OP. You can tell that he's just the most comfortable. I'm sure he's super comfortable with Zafina at this point as well.
Yeah.
But you can tell this is his character. With how comfortable he is with this dude.
Yeah, I mean, I love his choice of moves whenever he's moving around and poking.
Yeah.
I think it's like when you're playing that rock, paper, scissors of Tekken, he always is making the right decision at the right time. Nice poking and movement coming from both.
Yeah. This is
an
a
interesting-
no wall stage, so it's like
Yeah.
these guys
And both these characters like benefit a lot from the wall. On top of the fact that they both benefit from being at a pretty far range, right? Their bullying potential at range 0, I think Miguel wins, but Claudio, the threat of the hop kick's always so fucking scary because it can beat potentially everything Miguel does.
Yeah. But both of them have pretty good hop kicks. I mean, although I think probably Claudio's
in terms
better.
of evasion, Claudio's is a million times better.
Yeah. I think we could say Claudio has the best hop kick in the game.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah? Unless the only person I could ever think of that might be...
Damn, that sucks. So this is a hard 50-50. There's nothing you can do about it. I think he gets up forward 1. Yeah. So it gets that, and then that flip over, it's just hard 50-50. You're either going to get hit by the mid, or you're going to get... Because he went into Savage Stance. He had the time to... You do that, flip them up, and you have time to dash forward, Savage Stance, and it's either down back 3 or up forward 3. It's a straight up 50-50.
You're right. I didn't even notice he went to Savage. He dashed up Savage.
I do that all the time.
That's sick. You do it all the time?
All the time. I do. It's true. I'm always fishing for that knockdown because anytime he gets a knockdown scenario where he can do the down forward 2 to flip you, it's pretty fucked up how the Oki he gets afterwards.
Side 4. Back 1. That's what everyone complains about as well. That move is OD.
Yeah, and it puts him in his preferred range as well. You're going to get hit by the running 2 or the running 4 mix up.
Yeah, look at the control. Look how he's controlling glaciating now because back 1 is a factor.
Yep.
Like, he automatically stopped stepping because he knew that back 1 was there to kind of neutralize his movement.
Yep.
Yeah, bro.
And there's the scary hop kick I was telling you about. And he's in a position where he knows that glaciating has to play a little bit more aggressive to take that life lead back. Because this is the last match in the set. And Shadow's going to be able to play a little more comfortable of a keep-out game.
Yeah, low to low, low. Get
Nice
out of
dash
here.
block. And these wrists don't even matter because of that huge life lead and the huge round advantage, too. This could be potentially after the Oki. Yep. Because you saw, too, the way he set him up here, right? He did the knockdown and did that sidestep. Could have been sidestep 4, but it was back 1.
Yeah.
And that's what... Because the sidestep 4 would have won the game as well. So
yeah.
there was legit nothing you could have done.
Yeah, that's scary.
So that was another really good set. It was a lot faster. Because FDX and Mac were playing very, very patiently despite their early aggression. They always went... It was like every time they switched playstyles, they always fell back on the passive one. Whereas this one... Both of them were trying to like one up the other in terms of the aggression. It was like they were taking turns going up, up, up. And that's like the nature of first to 2 as well, right?
Yeah.
Where people are just constantly flipping coins. And if you can get a hold of that, you can really shut somebody down. But if they get the momentum started, they can really mow you over too.
Another good thing to mention as well is attitude, bro. Like,
Yep.
this plays a very important factor in your game. And you got to have a good attitude when you're playing because things happen all the time and they don't always work in your favor. And sometimes you can get in your own head.
Yep.
And that also becomes like the downfall to your sets,
Yep.
especially in tournaments. So a lot of times you got to just brush things off your shoulder.
For sure. Any mistakes that happen too, you get really hung up over one thing that could happen and then like in literally the next second you get fucked up by something else. And it didn't even matter that you were thinking about whatever you were thinking about before.
Yeah. It just piles on to a point where you give up.
Yeah.
And it shows in your game too. I'm like, oh yeah, that dude, he gave up, bro.
So I think that's actually a perfect point to pivot off of when we're going to talk a small, quick discussion about what a quick reminder of what the fundamental skills in Tekken are and how to use those to then, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, create growth, inspire growth. I don't know what I'm looking for here. We're going to talk about consistency and how to get better at the game.
Yeah, let's go.
So I think the first thing I want to talk about, you said you got this from V, right?
I got this from V. Hey, V!
I don't need them to explain. I've seen this a million times before.
All right, cool.
So
never
this
mind.
is the first time I've ever seen this is when I saw Nobi had like a video where this is something he showed to his students, and it was about how the Japanese approach the natural rock paper scissors of Tekken. Yeah, I know. This is what the Japanese would propose as their perspective on the natural rock paper scissors of Tekken. Other regions you can tell they play different. Like Pakistan probably would not agree with this. Koreans definitely play like this, but Japanese, it's the first time I've seen them, so I'm going to say this is the Japanese rock, paper, scissors of Tekken. It starts with mix-ups and pressures are going to be beaten by... They're going to beat moves... sorry, we're going to start this over. Keep-out attacks are just really fucking good in general, right? Because controlling space is really important. And controlling space is how you're going to stop people from mixing you up or applying pressure, right? Because a lot of pressure in this game, either if it's not a frame trap, it's probably not a frame trap, or they have to dash forward in order to get into the preferred range to do it, right? So that's why keep-out works so well for that. But then mix-up and pressure is what you use to beat people that are just waiting for something to whiff, people that are playing overly defensive, right? But playing really defensive is also how you beat those keep-out attacks. Because like we saw before where Mac used that backdash into crouch dash 1 so many times, right? Because he was trying to beat the preventative keep-out attacks that the Noctis player was using, even though that's a fundamental strategy that he was applying, right? That's just also the natural rock, paper, scissors of Tekken. In a fighting game, it sounds kind of condescending when you say it like that, rock, paper, scissors, because it makes it so that you're boiling it down to just guessing, right? But that's kind of what it is. The whole point of a fighting game, though, is that it's educated guessing. You're using the information that your opponent has given you, plus what you know about the game, plus what they know about the game, combining it into what we call a mind game, you know? And it's important to have a full understanding of the game, why this stuff works the way it does naturally, you know? What do you have any input on that?
Man, it's like I'm like reading this chart and I'm thinking about it because I feel like I have a lot of problems sometimes with people who are super mix-up heavy, and I question it all the time, like, how the hell do I beat that?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this and it's like, all right, you beat mix-up pressure with keep-out attacks, but it's a circle.
Yeah.
Again, it's a whole dead circle.
Yeah, because that it's whenever, I'm sure we've all been in a conversation, right, where it's like, oh, Devil Jin back 4 is such a crazy keep out attack, right? There's nothing I can do about it. And then another person's going to be like, well, dude, you just have to wait for him to do something, do it, and then you whiff punish. Yeah. And then you're like, well, bro, if I wait versus Devil Jin, now he's going to wave dash at me and house sweep me, right? So, and even though that argument, it sounds sad, it sounds defeatist, that is legit, like, that's the nature of fighting games, is if you're not covering one option, if you're covering one option, something else isn't being covered. It's hard to play this game perfectly when there's so many things for you to even understand is happening, never mind be prepared to counter it all, you know? Yeah. And the game is designed in such a way that you're literally not able to counter it all. So you kind of just have to use risk versus reward calculation to understand what's the best option in this three-way deadlock, as it's called here. And also make sure, like, the way your opponent, really listen to the way your opponent is playing. Like, if they're doing something...
That's the most important piece with this right here. I feel like it's a lot easier to understand this if you can understand who you're fighting against.
Yes.
And like the player or that opponent's like tendencies.
Yeah, and some players will show you they're gonna do nothing but keep out, right?
Yeah.
They don't want to play any kind of like mix-up games. They just want to keep you out.
Yeah.
And you have to realize, like, and you could beat them a million times using whiff punishment, and you realize, damn, this guy's still doing that. And you have to realize, like, he's telling you he's going to keep doing it. You have to take his word for it, you know?
Yeah.
Same thing if he's going to change, you know? He's telling you where we're going from now on, you know? And on that point, we also had another discussion where we talked about... So now that we know more about the fundamental skills of Tekken, let's talk about consistency with those skills in Tekken. Now, earlier this week, or was it last week, we had a discussion about consistency and what that means, right? Because sometimes we're playing really, really, really well. Sometimes we're playing like complete fucking dog shit, like we shouldn't have even plugged in the controller, you know? And that's because of something that is not really founded in anything, but this is a graph I made. I had found one before and I couldn't find it, so I made my own. This graph basically represents what your potential skill would be, right? Like, if on a vertical scale, your opponent could have a potential skill, which would be the outlined green circle, and then you have your own potential skill. And at any point, you're playing somewhere between your best and your worst, right? I think the one thing that's super important to understand for new players when it comes to anything, your worst does not define you at all. Your best does not define you at all. It's a culmination of everything all at once. And there are so many factors that come into why you are playing at this skill level today instead of your best tomorrow or how you were before, you know? I think the important thing to remember is that overall growth means being able to raise both the floor and the ceiling of your potential skill.
Yeah.
Because in a case like today, like this whole graph right now is supposed to be representative of your skill today versus your opponent today, right? And that red line shows today you just happen to be better than your opponent, even though overall your opponent has a higher skill level because they're just not at their best today. Your goal is to make it so that your worst is probably better than their best. And you do that through understanding those fundamental core skills of the game and ironing the shit out of them. And the key to maintaining consistency overall is remembering that your worst, this bottom of the green bar, is not who you are. It's just one piece of it. So
Yeah, no, that's important. That stands out to me because I was watching Max stream yesterday, and he was playing in tournament, and he was like, "I'm not playing double gym today."
Damn.
I was like, "What happened?" He's like, "Bro, my execution is off normally, but he said it's really off today."
Yeah.
He's like, "And I'm not gonna do it to myself." He's like, "I know." He's like, "Today, just not today. That's fine." And so he ran other characters, whatever. But he recognized it was happening prior to even competing, and he was like, "Today's not double gym day."
yeah, I mean, there's so many factors that can go into it, right? I think in the Facebook discussion that we had on it, there was a flood of comments of people coming up with their own tips for recognizing things that keep them off their game, recognizing habits that help them, right? And what's funny is a lot of it comes back to your life, right? It's things you got to keep like in check about your life. For me, I have to make sure I'm well rested. I have to make sure I'm drinking a lot of water. Those things fuck with my focus the most. And if my focus is down, my gameplay is super down. So, what's your preferred ritual for when it comes? Like, if there's something that it didn't happen, you know you're fucked in Tekken.
I, as a Mishima player, need to warm up.
Need to warm up.
You know what I'm saying? I need to warm up. But even if it's not with Devil Gym, like, I think that's why I have like Zafina, because she gets the hands warm.
Yeah.
But also I don't have to rely on execution to play her.
It's a pretty good one.
So like I think that helps me out big time. Like my hands just need to be warm and ready, and that only happens if I'm playing ahead of time.
Yeah, I can feel that, especially as myself, I play a shit ton of other fighting games too, so my hands will sometimes not be used to playing Tekken. I gotta get used to playing Tekken.
Yeah.
So that's why I actually always, if it's like a tournament or something, even if it's like a local one, I try to go early to get some games in.
Yeah, that's
just
smart.
to make sure my hands are there, you know,
Yeah.
because there's stuff that you don't want to be thinking about. Like I don't want to think about moving in the middle of a match. I want to just do it.
You just want to do it, yeah. Sometimes you can be stiff. Your 2P backdash might be a little stiff, and you're like, damn, I need this right now because I need to space this motherfucker out because he's throwing out long range moves.
Yeah.
And so I think that helps me out for sure. Definitely drinking water, and I be lighting candles too. I'm not gonna lie, lighting candles, that aroma, that really helps. That helps me too.
Yeah, I mean, even stuff that's like, it may only be like it's like an at home only tactic, but I mean, we've been doing the online only thing for the past year, so a lot of people have had the ability to make their environment however the fuck they want it to be, you know. Blood sugar, need food before a match, definitely very important. I mean, some people will. I've talked to people. I think Shadow was one of them. He said he doesn't eat at all.
Yeah,
right?
I run on empty too. I'm not gonna lie.
I can respect that. For me, it's kind of like the argument I've heard, and I don't even know if this is founded in science or anything, but it unlocks that like fight or flight instinct that you're gonna be in because your body's like hungry. It's like, bro, I need to eat. I need to find some food.
Yeah.
You know, so you go into that hunt mode, right? And you get that laser focus that, because you know, if genetically speaking, when you're hungry, your body needs to now hunt, so it needs to be focused and ready to find food. In this case, you just forced it so that you made it so your food was just random players in a tournament.
Here's another funny one that I think that people undermine is not masturbating.
Ah,
You know what I mean?
my man's he's about to drop the no fap technique.
Yeah, like the no fap seriously is actually super strong.
Okay.
It's definitely OD. Like, yeah, no fap, no sex, no release. Like, you want to keep all your testosterone because that helps you achieve success. You know what I mean? And so they say, like, before, I think warriors back in the day, the history was that before they go to war, Like they would go long periods of time without having sex.
Damn.
To keep that
Woke.
to keep that testosterone build up super high, which would give them the strength and everything they need to overcome.
All right, to distract from busting nuts, Q-Dance drinks coffee before every tournament. He also chain smokes cigarettes like a motherfucker. I've seen.
What's up? Kudons?
Kudons, yeah.
Kudons
all the
smoke 6
Koreans,
cigarettes.
all the Koreans smoke like a ridiculous amount of cigarettes. You just anytime they're not playing a game, they are outside of the front of the hotel smoking an insane amount of cigarettes.
Bro, you know what was OD was that what was the We Play tournament or whatever when they had like the heart monitor and stuff like that. I would love to see what that looks like for a Korean playing with all that coffee and friggin' Red Bull.
Yeah.
They're probably they're probably going
Did you
crazy.
see Saint's heart rate?
Oh
That
yeah,
man
Saint
is
was
a
Saint was.
Bro, yeah. There was one player whose heart rate was
I think it
super
was
low.
there
He was
was
from Spain or something. Oh, I don't know where he was.
I was
from.
gonna say I think it was Bilal hit like 180, and I was like, bro, he's gonna die.
There was somebody that was at like
yeah.
stayed 90, bro, the whole time.
That's the gym player from France.
Shh, bro, I was like, yo, that man is dead.
Daniel Motto.
Yeah.
He's like 19 or 20.
But it never increased. Like it just stayed super like normal
Yeah.
throughout the whole set. I was like, this dude's not afraid of any of y'all.
Yeah.
Alright, bro.
Hey man, that's it. We don't really have much to say. I hope that was a little bit of an enlightening talk about general skills in Tekken, how pros apply it, how it doesn't look that much different from noobs applying it, right?
Yeah.
They're just really fucking good at doing it.
Yeah.
Talking about the general skills of Tekken, talking about consistency and focus. And remember, I think the key here is when it comes to consistency, do not get distracted by what is your best versus what is your worst. Just remember that you are a culmination of everything. All your knowledge is never going to be 100% on display. You're always going to be finding yourself in different situations. Just remember that you are on a journey to be better, and it's a culmination of getting your best is going to get better, your worst is going to get better. That's what matters the most, and you don't lose focus of that. We're going to cut the stream. Well, probably not cut the stream, just cut the visuals for a second. And we're going to be back with offline Tekken. Clap, everybody. Thank you. That's it. Bye. Play the music right now.
Peace, y'all.